Okay, we're just going to take a moment here for Alex to come in. Okay, let's get going, folks. Anyway, events like this don't happen unless you've got teamwork, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank some people right off the top. First off, thank you to Alex Baum, Cochrane Toyota, for not only giving us a venue, but also being so supportive of this bike-a-thon right from the get-go. So how about a hand for Alex Baum and his team? Obviously, there's other people that play a role in this as well, and we're going to introduce some of these people today. We're going to draw for prizes a little later, and then, of course, we're going to get to the main event, which is our mayor against the MP to find out who raised the most money. They will not come to blows because we have a good referee here today, so everything should go smoothly. I'd also like to thank McDonald's. Kendall Summers, who lives in the community in Business Way. He has 2 McDonald's here. He's constantly supporting events. He's here with his family today. So how about a hand for the McDonald's group, Kendall Summers and family. I would suggest if you haven't got tickets yet, get them now, because after our speeches, which everyone said their speeches are going to be very short, so we can get on with the program. We have some tickets still available, so grab them. We're drawing for Garmin items. There's 4 beautiful watches there. Then we're drawing for the $4,000 e-bike presented by Big Hill. So please get your tickets if you can. I'd like to invite the first person up today to speak. This is somebody who's been with us right from the get-go. When we first discussed doing a bike-a-thon, I talked to this man and I said to him, "What do you think? Can you help me?" And he said, "Absolutely." He said, "What do you need?" I said, "We need a website." Well, did he deliver on that? He built a beautiful website. He's passed the word. He is the president of nearly 600 people involved in Bike Cochrane. So please give a hand to Mr. Robert Martins.
Thank you, Dan. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here in support of the trail. How were the hot dogs and the goodies? All good? No? Good. I represent Bike Cochrane. As you may know, we have 650 members here in town, which is quite interesting. So everybody is really excited about the trail. Just imagine that in the future we can cycle or hike all the way from Cochrane to Calgary, and in the future further west all the way to Canmore. For those people that drive along the Trans-Canada Highway on a weekend and you see all the cycling traffic between Canmore and Banff, well, this will have the same effect. So it will be a real boost for the economy, and a real big thank you for supporting this and creating awareness, especially to the sponsors in the back, Garmin, Big Hill, multiple other people, all the prizes that you will get today. And I would like to know who's going to win the bet. The mayor or Mr. Richards. We'll see about that. It's a well-kept secret. So, any bets? No? Raise your hands. Who will the bet? Mayor Godin? Oh, we'll see what the confidence is. And or will the MP will win? 1, 2. I think we already have a winner. Anyway, thank you very much for being here today and supporting this initiative and creating awareness. I'll keep it short because we have multiple other speakers and we're all going to wait for the prizes, of course. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is somebody who jumped in right away and said, what can I do? How can I help? This lady has got so much energy, and we never knew each other before this event, but I can assure you she's become a good friend and a great supporter of the trail initiatives in town. And of course, I'm speaking about Ashley Fox, the president of one of the great organizations in town, Sport for Life, and she's really got some great news for us today, I hope, regarding participation. So can we please welcome Ashley Fox.
I'm joined this afternoon by the chair of Sport for Life, Cochrane, Leo Beans, and Dan, I've got news for our daily chat, so I hope they continue. I've learned a lot from Dan, and thank you everybody for being here. I'm going to hand it over to Leah to talk about Sport for Life Cochrane.
Thanks everyone. It's incredible to be here today, and I've been as the chair, but I've been living remotely for the past few months, so hearing about this great partnership and how the Trail Society and the Rotary and everybody has just embraced Sport for Life Cochrane, it has allowed us to really increase our message and increase our reach with our goal of being to really strengthen our sport and physical activity community. So the trails is really our places and spaces. And what Sport for Life Cochrane does is try to connect and strengthen the people involved in sport in our community. We have so many amazing volunteers that offer sport and physical activity and recreation programs. And so by being a part of this, we're able to all connect and support each other's initiatives. So I'm really excited, and congratulations on this great partnership.
Or promotions around the Participation Community Better Challenge. That was one of the things that we connected with the trail group on right away in regards to how do we make the community better. And we believe that community can be built in a very healthy way by participating, whether that's wheeling, walking, getting out, trying a new activity, something that will strengthen the community. So I'm really happy to announce that for those of you that logged your minutes all throughout the month of June, we rose in the standings from 12th in Alberta last year out of 220 communities. We rose to 7th in Alberta. So we finished 7th in Alberta and 54th overall in the nation. So I'd say we're putting Cochrane on the map as one of the most active communities in Canada for sure. I think the other big highlight for us at Sport for Life Cochrane in the month of June was the Try It Day that we hosted in partnership with Sawmills Family Sports Center. There were over 200 families, over 450 spots filled with children between the ages of 6 to 18 that were able to come out and try one of 12 different sport activities for free that day. We saw families from all walks of life, all demographics, introduced a lot of new sport to new people, as well as allowed our sport families to engage and meet some new coaches and try something new. So overall, you'll see Try It days around. We heard from the adults that they want to try it too, so stay tuned for more of that. But certainly a huge thank you to everybody that made that possible, especially the sport organizations and Spray Lakes. And I think before I hand it back over to Leah here, I just want to thank Robert, Jim, Rochelle, and the team at Garmin, especially Dan, Blake, Jeff, everybody who has embraced Sport for Life Cochrane, as Leah said, Noel, our communications team with Sam, everybody who has made that possible. We're really happy to be community partners for building that community better.
Thanks, Ashley. We don't get this opportunity very often, so we don't know when to pause for applause, but this is awesome. So just finally, I wanted to thank our team at Sport for Life Cochrane. We have a very small, dedicated team of volunteers that put in many, many hours. So I first want to give a shout out to Sam, who is behind the camera, at Urban Casual, who helps us with our social media and marketing and has really been instrumental in why we got to 7th place in Alberta for all our great social media posts and highlights. So thank you, Sam. List the board members who are here today as well, in case you want to approach them to find out what upcoming initiatives we have for this fall. We're going to be running more sport programs within our local schools, as well as within the community, and we have, I think, a fundraiser coming up at the end of August, so you'll hear more about that. But we have Laura over here, Laura McDonald. Thank you, Laura. We have Leah Yardley in the back there. We have Karen Dominic. And I think that's it. We have a few other board members that aren't I'm here today. So thank you all again. And then our final announcement is that we have some prizes that we've collected over the month, and we're not giving them out today. We're going to give those out tomorrow. But if you go onto Sport for Life Cochrane, sport with the number 4, Life Cochrane, on our Facebook or Instagram, send a photo or tag us. You will be entered to win a prize, and we'll be announcing those tomorrow. So you still have time today. Check out our website, social media, Facebook, Instagram, and hopefully you can get some great prizes there as well. And I think with that said, thank you all again, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Now, our next speaker is someone who's really been at the helm of things for a very long time. He's been a close friend of mine for 35 years, and I can assure you any initiative I've ever been a part of would not have been successful if it wasn't for his partnership. I can assure you another thing, he's one of the most modest people you're ever going to hear speak, so don't expect any braggadocious remarks because that's not his nature. But I will tell you, this building the trail would not happen if it wasn't for his leadership. And I don't need to go further because I think I know who I'm speaking of, and you know who I'm speaking of, Mr. Alex Baum. Alex?
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for organizing this and making it happen. I think I'll start by saying way back when we're looking at about 2015, 2014, we kind of had a vision that started from our MP Blake when he first took term in office. He says, I want to build a trail. I'd like to be a part of building a trail from Calgary all the way to Canmore. And then it kind of caught on, and we got a Chiefs and Council from the Stoney Nation resolution to include them in this project. And then we approached our Rotary Club here in Cochrane and said, listen, do we want to take on a project to top all projects? And there was enough that said yes. In fact, it was unanimous that day. And so it was a big day. Our Rotary Club, of about 40 at the time, said we'll take on this large project. And then from then, November 19th, you remember last fall, we kicked it off. And we kicked it off by honoring the pioneers. The pioneers being the Robinson family here. We're on Robinson land right now. And down by the river, they're also making some land available to start the trail to connect to the Glenbow Ranch Provincial Park. And then we get to the park, and that's the Harvey family, and we honor them. And then you go from the Harvey family to the Haskane family. Dick Haskane loves the project, wants to see it done. He's now 85, and he promised me he's going to stay alive till we cut the ribbon. So that could be another couple, 3 years. So that was the kickoff November 19th. And then at that November 19th, we challenged all Albertans to help us build this trail. And you say, well, it takes all sorts of donors, medium-sized donors and large donors. And I'd say you're absolutely right. It's going to take all Albertans to build this trail. And today, I think the most major donors are in the house. And they're right there selling cookies. So make sure they go home with no cookies today. They're ones that they bake themselves. So that's who's going to help build the trail. And the trail is for them. And us, but mostly for them. So thank you for coming out today. I can't wait to see who won between our Member of Parliament, Blake Richards, and Mayor Janung. It's going to be a close contest, I believe. But that being said, thanks for coming out. Thanks, Rotary, for your support.
So now we get into the fun part. I'd like to have Jim Rooney please stand up. Jim is the head of things at Garmin here in town, a great contributor to our community, supports everything. He and his team has been very supportive. Come up, Jim. A very shy guy. I know, Jim. Come on, you can do this. Jim Rooney. So what we'd like to do is, Jim, we're going to draw now. So Alex, if you could get that, show them how to open up that there. Have you got it figured out? Great. So Jim, you're going to, good job, Gord. Gord Sarkisian, our new member of Cochrane. doing a great job on spinning the wheel. Well done. Well, ate a big hot dog too, I saw you. Anyway, we're going to have Jim draw here in a moment. We have 4 great prizes, and then after that we're going to move along to the Blake and Jeff thing, and then finally the big draw for the $4,000 bike. So Jim, if you could describe our prizes today, and then we'll have you draw.
Hey, thanks everybody for coming out and supporting this great event. We really appreciate it. All those that came out, bike through the rainy month of June. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more sun here. Really appreciate all the support. I think one of the most exciting things that I've seen is all the different groups that have come together to make this happen and make other great things happen around Cochrane. The businesses, Big Hill, Cochrane Toyota for supporting us, and all the different charity organizations that can come together to make this happen. So thanks for that. So our little part of helping make this go, there's 4 different watches, from some adult triathlon watches through kids watches that we're going to draw for today. So grab the numbers in.
You want to reach in there, Jim, pull one out, and you can read the number, and you get the lucky winner.
I'm just going to read the last 4 digits. 9050. 9050. He just. Right, number 2, 9066. 9066. All right, lucky number 3, 9072. 9072. All right, the 4th one, 9087. 9087.
That good-looking blonde lady, yeah. Woo. Thanks, Jim. Nice pick. So anyway, we're not going to draw for the bike yet because we got a little fun to be had here. I'd like to call upon Jeff, our mayor, to come front here in center with Blake, our MP. Jeff brought his bike for some reason. So anyway, this was a contest that started a while back. Jeff said, I wonder if Blake could raise more money than I could. And of course, Blake so kindly met us one day at Big Hill Cycle, and I mentioned to him that Jeff said, you know what, I could raise more money than him. And I said to Blake, do you think he could raise more money than you? And Blake smiled and said, what Jeff doesn't know is Airdrie is a part of my area too. So I have Airdrie constituents as well as Cochrane constituents. He doesn't have a chance in hell. So we're going to find out today what part of that statement is true or not. So I'd like to at this time suggest that each of them will share with us what that number is, and hopefully we'll find out a definitive answer here. So maybe you may have to go ride a bike somewhere if he beats you right now. So anyway, Jeff, do you have anything to say before you disclose your number?
Well, I think everybody has pretty much said it. But thank you for everyone for coming out. Thank you to the sponsors, Cochrane Toyota, Mike Cochrane, everybody that came out today. It's overwhelming to be back in person, seeing everybody having a good time, having something to eat. Blake, thank you for taking the challenge. It's been fun, and we'll see who's going to. Well, first of all, I thought we were going to ride bikes. I thought this was a bike-a-thon and we were going to like ride up the Cochrane Hill, and so I feel like I kind of been punked here by you again. I show up ready to bike-a-thon, and Blake's in his jeans.
Well, if there was a first place for costume, you definitely beat Blake. Would you not agree? So without any further ado, how much did you raise?
$1,550.
$1,550. Before you disclose to us, Blake, would you like to share a few words?
I certainly would. You know, the first thing when Dan sort of brought this challenge up to me, my first thought was, oh man, I can't beat the mayor in a bike race. He's a triathlete for crying out loud. There's no chance I can beat him in a bike race. And then when Dan said, well, no, it's about fundraising, I said, oh, I think I can do it. I think I can top him there. I knew for sure one thing, I'd either be first or second in this challenge for sure. But just before I get to my number, you know, I just want to say a couple of things. You know, as Alex said, you know, this has been a vision that many of us have shared for a long time. You know, this idea of a trail from Calgary to Banff and to Lake Louise, and you know, we've obviously been able to accomplish some park stuff. You know, we got Glenbow Ranch. There's some federal funding we were able to get for that, and then we were able to get funding to build the Legacy Trail from Banff to Canmore. And I can't announce anything today, but I can tell you that if you watch very soon, the federal government is going to be getting behind this part of the project as well. So stay tuned for that announcement in the very near future. And with that, I'll reveal that okay, I guess I can't reveal anything yet. I will let Dan have the mic back.
You will. We've had a very unusual situation occur here. Jeff Jadong just received another amount of money, so we have to allow him to announce that amount before you tell us your amount.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. This just in right from the floor. Thank you. Another $100, so $1,650, and I think I might round it up myself to $1,750. $1,751.
And water here to start me off.
All right, well, that wasn't quite enough, Jeff. I can reveal that I was able to raise $2,082.
So what we have here is $3,700 right now. I know online, people who participated in online donations, we raised over $1,500 more. So if my math is right, that's well over $5,000 that we've raised here today. Nina, what do we have over there? Another 500 there, almost $6,000 today. Thank you so much. But we're not going to let this day end yet. Yes, we have a draw for a bike, but I have a very special guest coming up here in a moment who informed me a little while back he wouldn't tell me how much. He just said, no matter what you raise today, I think we can do better. This is not only a community builder, but he's an iconic figure in our community. I have such admiration for him, for what he's done for all of us here. He's done for other countries. I'll hint for a moment. Afghanistan is an example. This guy is a true leader, and he certainly inspires me to try to be better and do better. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Martin Parnell.
Great, thank you, Dan. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to be here today, to see the community here. Jeff and Blake, good efforts. Well done. That was absolutely phenomenal. The reason I'm here is I want to just briefly speak on behalf of Rotary, the Rotary organization. This year, just 6 weeks ago, we had our district conference at the Alliance Church in Cochrane. We had over 350 Rotary members and guests from Southern Alberta, from BC, from the UK, and from Egypt even. They came over. And it was a tremendous day, and the theme was supporting the environment. And the trail is a perfect example of community coming together, but also working with the environment. And so we raised some funds during that event, and we discussed where we wanted to donate the money we had raised. And we talked about a number of projects, very worthwhile projects, but the number one project that came up was supporting the trail. So today I'm very pleased to announce a donation to the trail. Sorry, Jeff, I know you wanted me, not to you. Sorry, Blake, not to you, but to the trail of, should we get the check? Of $10,000. Now, this is from the District 5360 Conference Committee have donated this. In Cochrane, we have two Rotary clubs, the Rotary Club of Cochrane and Rotary Club of Cochrane Rocky Mountain. So again, we have tremendous support from Rotary and from the community. I just want to add that, as I mentioned, Jeff and Blake did try to bribe me to give the money to them, but it is true. But I said no, because by giving the money to the trail and having it support the planning, we now will access dollar for dollar from the province. So we will get another $10,000 on top of this $10,000 to go towards the trail. So again, thank you all for coming out today. This is just the beginning. This is just the start. And I want to give a final plug to the girls over there. Buy their cookies. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you. Just as a footnote, I was handed, we raised $675 today in selling tickets, and that's because of you. So thank you so much. So now we have to draw for the grand prize. This is a $4,000 e-bike donated by Big Hill Cycle. So I would ask a man who again joined us right at the beginning, helped us promote this event, this initiative, and he's really been a great guy. So I'd like to invite Shane, one of the presidents of Big Hill Cycle. Shane, would you come up, please?
Thanks, Dan. That's quite 10,000. Okay, now I'm following 10 grand. That's good. Raise your hand if you love biking. Okay, so that's the reason Tim and I wanted to open up a shop in Cochrane. You guys have been phenomenal. We're very, very, very proud to be part of this community. I live right across the street. Tim's going to be living here in about a month, maybe a month and a half. We absolutely are very, very, very proud to be part of Cochrane. And the fact that most of you raised your hands there is the reason we were able to actually open up a new business during a pandemic and actually do fairly well. Not making money yet, so some of you still need to come and buy some bikes, but we are doing very, very well overall. And we're very, very proud to be part of this. It's not only self-serving because more passive systems, more people that are going to buy bikes, but we absolutely love how active this community is. And again, we're very, very proud to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'd like you to do the honors, if you will. Shane, if you will draw the winner. And I will tell you, I have some tickets in here. If I win this bike, I'd like to make a suggestion. I'd like to auction this bike back off right here today to raise more money if I win it. Did you draw my number?
No, I don't think so. Okay, what do we got here? 2419114.
We have a bike winner. Come on. There is a catch. You have to ride it all the way home. You just live up the street. Great. Come on up, Shane.
Thank you, everybody, and I really love supporting things like this in this community. So keep riding, everybody.
Thank you. So we should have all of you on your way here now. We promised a really tight, short program. And I'd like to thank Blake Richards who came in today. Obviously, they do get a day off, and here he is here today with us. Jeff, thank you for wearing what you wore. I know it took a lot of courage. What a great mayor. Do you not agree? I'd like to thank our sponsors for coming out, but I'd also like to make special mention of someone else. I've spent nearly 50 years in fundraising, charity work, community engagement. These stories never get told to the magnitude that they do unless we have coverage by the media. Today we have media people here, so I'd like to thank the media for coming out and covering our stories here in Cochrane. Finally, to Alex Baum, the people at Cochrane Toyota, obviously, they care about you, they care about the community. Alex, you've been my friend a long time, and I'm proud to be able to say that. Thank you. Anyway, thank you all for coming.